So I was like, man,
Facts.
you know what I mean? We proved our point. We proved our point.
What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? I got a TKO on wherever the pool is at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two Tulies of my own, I don't need a gat. Hold up, no sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that, you gonna have to go through both. The swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my gift.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? And welcome back. It's the Knockout Hour on Monday night with your boy TKO and D-Minus. This Monday, D-Minus is having a situation with the power, man. It's storming pretty bad down there and his power's out. So first and foremost, as always, let's wish him and his family is safe during this situation and everything's cool. And they get their power restored soon so they can get back to living their best life as always. So we will have his predictions because tonight we made sure that we are going to do predictions for this weekend's show. WWE presents SummerSlam in Cleveland, Ohio. And make sure y'all check it out. But we'll do our prediction part of that later on in the show. But it's always like we like to do on the Knockout Hour. We kind of naturally, organically roll right into it. We like to discuss a little bit of our weekend, so you know what we like to do besides be so always in tune into the combat sports world. But for me, let's see, what did I do Friday? Oh, so yeah, so Friday, sitting around chilling, probably worked a little bit, did my thing. But Saturday, played in a good old little small tournament with a couple buddies in college football 25. Now, for a lot of people out there, if you watch my Twitch channel and know me personally, I'm a huge Madden player, and so when college football came out, I had to get it. And my streak now, I think, is pretty impressive. I ain't lost in a while. If I did lose, it was by like a point, but I think I lost maybe 4 times total in the game since I got it, and I maybe done played over 40 to 50 times. So if you want some, come get some. You know where to check me out. Check me out on Twitch TV at TKO336, and you can catch that fade. So, you know what I mean? You know how to reach out. If you want to get that work, pause, hit your boy up. We can go ahead and match up and we can take this beat. I'm going to let you know right now, I play with Texas. So if you ain't ready for all that speed on offense, don't even talk to me. I don't want to hear you complaining. I don't want to hear you whining. It's a video game. All right. But anyway, long story short, me and my cousin entered the tournament and we met each other in the finals, and me and him duked it out. The final score was 77-70, and TKO was the winner. Came out with a big rally at the end and came back and won. So for all them out there, give me my money. That's all it was about. And I studied hard Saturday for that. And, you know, that a boy to me. So if anybody want to play the NCAA, you know what to do. Hit your boy up on PSN Network. Also is TKO _336. Excuse me. All right. So then what I do, son? Oh, and so my oldest daughter now has a job. She's still in high school, and this is going into a senior year. For everybody out there, I'm 37 years old. Excuse me. And so I'm out there trying to hang in there with these young folk, trying to still survive. And so it's weird where again your oldest child is now in the workforce and you're watching them just sit there and create their future. And I think it's a cool thing, man. It was beautiful to see my daughter and working hard. Well, hardly working at the time I came in there. She actually was going on break, so I sat down and chill with her during that time. So yeah, proud dad mode. But I'm very grateful that God has blessed her with a job and she's happy. And shout out to my oldest daughter. And my other 2 daughters are sitting around chilling as always, having a great time with my wife. So that's, as always, man, I'm a family guy. Love my kids and my wife. So shout out to them. And I know D-Minus as well. He loves his wife and kids very, very much. So shout out to them as well. We always like to congratulate our women in our lives here on the Knockout Out. So we're going to go ahead and get into some combat sports news. Let's go ahead and knock that out real quick. First thing first, shout out to Carissa Shields. She wins the heavyweight title with the TKO against Vanessa. Not trying to spell the last name. Pronounce it. So, but she knocked her out and a TKO performance. I mean, very impressive. And shout out to her. I think now she is a five-time or four-time linear champion in four different weight classes, or five. I'm sorry if I get that wrong, but man, what an impressive win as a first match as a heavyweight. And after the knockout, Shields, which is 15 and 0 with three knockouts, captured the vacant BWO light heavyweight title and the WBC heavyweight championship. And that's what we're saying. A girl from Flint, Michigan, she raised up, busted her tail in the gym, and now she's one of the best. I think a two-time gold medal Olympian in boxing as well. I think the first and only ever in boxing. So I mean, just congratulations all around for her. I think she's great. She probably is the GOAT, as she like to say, the greatest woman of all time. And I think she's fair to really, really represent that title, because she did her thing. Also, she said she increased her power because, again, moving up from the weight class, she skipped two weight classes coming to heavyweight. And so knowing that she had to put on extra poundage, extra muscle, like she said, she likes the extra strength in her punches, and I think that's awesome. Congratulations to her. And then we had Muhammad. He ended up wrestling away Leon Edwards and crown away from him at UFC 304 by unanimous decision. I've seen the results of that match. I would say that sometimes you have a champion where he was prepared for a moment, let's say against Kamar Usman, and he capitalized where he hit him with a nice kick to the side of the head. Perfect call at the right time when he did that. However, man, Muhammad was dropping that dude on his head, man. He was rolling him around. He was controlling him. He was doing what he wanted to do, and that's come out with the win. And shout out to Leon Edwards for his title run. But however, let's move out of the way because we have a new champion. We got Tom Espinal. He sat there and defended his interim heavyweight title with a knockout against Curtis Blades at 304 UFC. I think that's hilarious. Not to say somebody get knocked out, not on that side, but to say you lost after you sat there and said that you think John Jones is ducking you. Curtis Blades has had a great MMA career. I think he's one of the fighters I grew up watching him throughout his time in the UFC. I liked him, enjoyed him a lot. I think his career not necessarily over, but let's get realistic. A lot of you guys got to stop calling out the top guy in your division because you are in the division. Let's be realistic. That's like me and you guys trying to play me in college football. I hope y'all hear this very well. See, the problem y'all have is you think that you get practice by playing me to get better. You're not going to do that because I'm not going to play you 20 times in order for you to beat me one time. See, the ratio is ridiculous. It actually comes to a point where if you boil it all down, that means you really didn't even beat me. But that's the point I like with someone like John Jones. I'm not going to sit here and give you an opportunity, not to say you didn't deserve it, but you're not in my line of sight. I want something that's going to push me to be great, not make your name better. And I think that's the case with Curtis Blades. If he was saying your name, by all means, big dog, go ahead and get you that fight. But if that man ain't mention you, then just mind your business because you don't want that smoke. That's like I said about college football. If everybody want to get some, but anyway, that's the way I feel. But Tom Aspinall, that's a whole different story because big dog, he dropped you. So with that being said, Tom Aspinall, after the fight, called out John Jones and said he believes that he is the one that can take him out. Do I believe that? Very possible. I think Aspinall is a very good heavyweight champion. Let's just say that as an intro. He's been going against the top of the division with very nice performances and going out doing his thing. However, we're talking about John Jones, probably the greatest MMA fighter of all time. When somebody got to realize is we're talking about mixed martial arts. We're not saying just one concentration. The man is hard to beat. Now, there's sometimes that me, even as a fan of his and a fan of the sport, I believe there's some fights that was pretty close that I would say if he wasn't champ, would we give him that? It would be the one against Alexander Gustafsson. I really believe he lost that fight. One of them. the first one, because I think he had the right game plan to neutralize John, and John could not do anything with it. And I think he had one round out of the five, and I think he got robbed. I really do believe Gustafson did. There was another fight with Reyes. I think that it was possible. It may be either Reyes or it was another guy in light heavyweight before he moved to heavyweight. There was a couple guys right there, man. They was giving John Jones the business. Pause. I think it was a guy named Silva. Uh, I may be wrong with this. Another Silva came out and he almost got him. I think his leg was compromised early in the fight, but he put up one heck of a performance against John. So John is beatable. Yes, he's human. He's flesh. Anybody can be beat. But let's just say that I'm with it. If they're really to book that and John's willing to step out instead of saying waiting for a Stipe, hey, let's get it popping, baby. I'm ready for that. So let's keep an eye on that and hope that fight does happen. I'm cool with that. And then the officials voted to remove the 12-6 elbow ban in MMA. For those that don't know, the 12-6 elbow is the one loss on John Jones' record. And the 12-6 elbow is an example if you're watching me live or later on, whatever. 12-6 elbow is when your opponent is down and you're striking them in a down position where your hand is up at 12, your elbow is at 6, and you're striking down on the opponent, typically at their head. And that's what John Jones did early in his career, and he lost the match because of that. However, is a lot of controversy for some people to say, and it's a good talking point, should they give him that loss back? Because he clearly dominated the fight. That's what he was doing. He was closing the show. So some people believe that he should be able to get that win back over Matt Hamill, or maybe Mike Hamill, However, Mike Hamill had words to say, and he said that he wouldn't mind if John Jones could fight him again to prove that he could do it again without that. Dude, go sit down. Here's another example. Sometimes y'all bite no more than you can chew. Let that sleeping giant lie. Because if he wakes up, you're going to be in trouble, okay? Y'all not ready for them problems. Don't do that. This man has gained 40 more pounds from the time y'all seen him. So he's going to dominate you in so many different ways. It's going to be, man, y'all, sometimes I think some of y'all fighters been getting hit too hard. So well, leave some people alone. The man ain't trying to bother y'all. And so I think we'll see what they will determine. I'm pretty sure they won't change it, but who knows? If they give it back to John Jones, that'd be great. However, I think that really doesn't take anything from his career legacy. I don't think so at all. So we'll see what unfolds if anything is made a decision later on by UFC to change that for John Jones. And this weekend we have Terrence Crawford versus Israel. Not going with the whole last name. Can't do it. But they have a title fight this weekend. Check them out. It's August the 3rd. It's going to be this weekend, Saturday. I got my money on Bud Crawford. I think he's going to win again, as he always do. He is undefeated. And he also showed up at WWE, and we'll talk about that as he showed up on Friday Night SmackDown. All right. And this Saturday night, just a reminder again, we got WWE SmackDown. It's going to be this Saturday, August 3rd, in Cleveland, Ohio, in the Paul Brown Stadium. For this one time only, I like the dog pound. No BS on the side. I wish they go ahead and crown Brian Breaker the champion this weekend. It's Intercontinental, because I want to see the big dog eat in Logan Paul's backyard. So we'll see what happens on that. We'll get to that later. Before we do that, we can have a second to go ahead and announce some good news, because I'm wearing my Icon shirt. And if I'm wearing this trusty old Icon shirt, then that means one thing and one thing only. We got another show, and we got plenty of announcements to make about sponsorships for our events that's coming up and for Icon Pro Wrestling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our 3rd year anniversary of Icon Pro Wrestling. And we're going to have an event here in Burlington, North Carolina. It's going to be on August the 18th. It's going to be on a Sunday at 3 o'clock. Doors open up. Show start at 3:30, and the prices are exactly the same, $10. Can't beat it. Bring the whole family out. bring a whole family of four plus as many as you can. Come have a good time. I know they'll be serving beer at the concessions, so you can come on out. The last show was a great success. We had plenty of people, had a great time. But this is our third year as a company of running shows. Behind me, there are some other of all of our events I keep on my wall here in the good old TKO layer. But the first show for us was August the 21st, 2021. And so we're going to celebrate 3 years of Icon Pro Wrestling. And we're going to do it right by having plenty of matches that is going to be in store for you. We'll announce that as the weeks to come leading up to the show. So if you want to buy tickets, please reach out on our Eventbrite. Go to our Icon Pro Wrestling LLC pages on Facebook. You got Instagram. And hey, come and have a party with us. It's going to be a great night. Going to be a great festival. But there's also another thing that we're going to do, and we serve a purpose as a company is to help out. And this is what we want to do. So we're going to have a back to school donation drive, and it's going to be supplies for this. The drive is to donate and give supplies for students and the teachers, because people got to remember these teachers do not get paid enough money. They educate our children. They give them nothing but love. When they give them snacks, they give them things in class. They spend that with their own money for our children. And I think it's only right, and it's our chance to try to help these teachers and students have some materials and or anything you can donate that will help these kids out in the local Alamance County area. We would greatly appreciate it. I know a lot of people that's listening to my voice as we are being aired nationally, as a lot of people that can hear us, and you're like, hey, I can't personally give you these supplies, so we can't mail it to you. No problem. One thing you can do is that you could be able to, I know it's so easy to say, give us money. However, if you wanted to say, hey, I would like to donate to your cause in order to go get some more supplies for these children, you can always hit us up at Icon Pro Wrestling LLC at gmail.com to let us know about that. We greatly will appreciate it that if you would be able to help out and donate, and we'll give it to the local area of Alamance County to just pass out as much as we can. And we also have the Positive Attitude Youth Center with plenty of people there. We'll be able to accept that and get it to several children in our community. And we would like to give a good big shout out to a new sponsor. They are Sound Check Music, and you can find them at 2633A Renota Road in Burlington, North Carolina 27215. And you can check them out. Their email address is channelcheckmusic@bellsouth.net, and their phone number is 336-228-6411. And we're going to shout them out because they was able to help us out with getting new audio equipment for Icon Pro Wrestling, and they also have sponsored equipment for us to use in order to for our next couple of events. And we are greatly appreciative of them being a part of our events as a proud sponsor, and hopefully they'll be there at the event, so you know, to get to meet the owner and his wife. They're very good people. Spent plenty of time talking to them about wrestling, and I'm glad they was able to listening. But they're great people. So if you want to check them out, already shout out the location. And yeah, man, go meet those good folks over there at Soundcheck Music. And we would like to thank you for being a sponsor. And I'd like to give another sponsor shout out to a company named Riley's Mobile Detailing and House Washing LLC. And they are a company started up in 2022 where he specializes in getting your home and your cars looking oh so right. He's right now in our with the homeowners association. He's right now doing our homes. We have a couple of units we have not been able to get cleaned in years, and he's going to be able to knock that out for us. Did a great deal. Great people there, family ran, and man, please contact them, hit them up. We're grateful and thank them so much for being a sponsor of Icon Pro Wrestling. They're on Facebook. You can find them on any social media device as well as like Instagram. Check them out. They're good people. They give you great rates, and they will make sure that your home and your car are clean. I didn't know whistle. So check them out. Thank y'all. All right. So there's going to be plenty of stuff to come out by Icon Pro as the weeks lead along, and we'll just keep y'all in the loop of that. But we're going to keep it moving and shaking right here at this point. So we're going to go right into last Monday night. Raw, and it was from Green Bay, Wisconsin, home of the Green Bay Packers for a lot of you sports fans. And oh, I just thought about it. Football, NFL's coming back, baby. This I think we got the game, Hall of Fame game preseason is this Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So, fellas, and the ladies that enjoy it as well. I'm so glad that it's back. Thank you. It's been so miserable not being able to watch football all day long. I'm serious. Thank God football's coming back. And I'm so grateful to WWE when they do shows and it's in the summer times or late they move to the Sundays. Thank y'all. So good. So good. Wrestling, y'all doing a great job lately, making sure y'all been trying to fulfill the Sunday void. There's a lot of us that love some good old football has been missing. So, but shout out to them as we move along. That the fact that Gunther, the 2024 King of the Ring, kicked off Monday Night Show with in-ring promo. He was discussing where he was saying last week that he stand on what he said about Damian Priest and said that he is still the same person. He is a gutter man, a champion that does not wanted. And yet Gunther is the one that was like to say that's promised this level of prestige in the new WWE legacy. And I think that it kind of ticked Damian Priest off and he had enough of it because Damian comes to the ring with a mic in hand and his championship belt. Instead of talking, he let his hands talking and he took it to Gunther and they got to fighting. Referees out there, staff was out there trying to break these guys apart. It went on for a while, but these two finally got separated. But man, what a good way to start out Monday Night Raw. I like the intensity. I like them picking it up right there. They're going to move right into SummerSlam, where at this point, who's really to know? Can Damian Priest really retain that title? We'll find out this Saturday. But I think Damian's been doing a really good job working up late. I did say last week, I don't like his mic work in ring. Well, I guess they kind of went with what I said at that point, because they ain't let him do no talking at all. They just said, I'd rather you go out and fight. So shout out to me. I'm just playing DMINUS. I'm just playing. But no, I just really do find that they just said, you know what, this week we're going to gate Damian Priest talking. Let's just go ahead and let him fight. So a great way to start out the show. And then we got the number one contenders match for the Intercontinental title that will be going down this Saturday between Ilya Dragunov and Braun Breaker. If you didn't check out this match, please go back and watch it. It was really good. I think that WWE is doing a great job with the talent that just came from NXT, making sure they're getting featured as much as possible on the main scene. That's why I'm glad they also did not pull up, let's say, more than handfuls of people, because it's really hard trying to readjust, let's say, the guys and ladies that wasn't used in the past year or so, like someone like Apollo Crews and guys like Baron Corbin. Now they're trying to mix them back in where they should be. They're doing a really good job of also working in the younger talent. So I think it was a great match. Braun did what he did best. He broke Dragunov down, whatever bones Dragunov has left from all these spears he's been receiving these past couple of weeks. It seems like he's taking too much of a beating. Braun catches him where Ilya tried to come off the top with a maneuver, and Braun caught him with a spear, took him down to the ground, and they could not. They had to call the match. They decided to call it off and say that Braun was the winner, and so he's heading to a match against Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion. And it's a rematch from the last pay-per-view. So let's see if Braun Breaker can do it for the Dogs in Cleveland. Shout out to the Cleveland Dogs. And let's see if they can bring home that championship right there for Braun Breaker. I like him a lot. Here's one of these things where, again, I'm watching this show, not live. So some things with WWE and what they choose to put on Hulu, what they choose not, it is what it is. I wasn't able to see it. However, you got to imagine between Lyria Valkyria versus Sonya Deville. I wasn't able to see it, but they said that Sonya Deville came out with the victory and move it along because I can't say something about it, didn't see. So, got CM Punk comes out to the ring to cut the promo, gets the crowd fired up. Wisconsin's close to Chicago, so you know it's going to be nothing but love for him. And he comes out to say that he is cleared. He's ready to go. He's ready to fight. He said the doctor cleared him last Saturday night. And I'm looking around like, why would he be clearing you after office hours? Hmm. You need to be punctual, CM Punk. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I don't know why would you clear somebody at nighttime, but that's beyond me. But he ended up being cleared and he's ready to go. And of course, he's going to face Damian Priest at this year's SummerSlam. I mean, excuse me, not Damian Priest. Sorry. He's going to definitely get his hands on Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre does come out and interrupt CM Punk as he was talking. CM Punk was trying to get by him to throw down and throw those fisticuffs. However, Adam Priest comes out and tells him that the fact that now Drew McIntyre is now able to be back from suspension. However, they can't touch one another until SummerSlam because now the match is official. But since they're going so hard at trying to kill one another in that ring right now, Anna Pierce decided to make Seth Rollins the special guest referee for the match. Let's go. I personally like it. I enjoy it. I think it's different. And who knows what's going like, because right now, these two guys have been in the way of Seth Rollins. I wouldn't say Seth Rollins been in the way for CM Punk. However, he has something against him. Don't know why. But we'll find out as it unfolds. Will we think there's possibly a way that CM Punk can still come out on top, even though the odds pretty much seem like it's stacked against him when it comes to Seth Rollins? I don't know. It's a good question, but we'll answer that in the prediction section as well. Because again, I'm trying to see who's I know DMINUS got better. He got the better of me last time when we did predictions, so we got to make sure we stay current and do that as well. And hopefully, I can kick his butt in this because he's good at picking wrestling matches. So. All right, so we had Xavier Woods, Akira Tozawa, and Otis. They was in the back at one moment, gearing up before their match, and it's Akira Tozawa's birthday. And they was out there eating some birthday cake, but they had to go out there and face the Final Testament in the 6-man tag match. And the Final Testament pin, what's the name? Killian Cross pins Xavier Woods, and he comes out with the victory. After the match, after the Final Testament left, then you had Chad Gable come out with the Creed brothers and announce and tell them that now the Creed brothers are part of Alpha Academy. And he's wishing that Otis and Maxine and Tozawa join them because he is saying that the Wyatt Six is coming after the whole Alpha Academy. And that's not true because after that, Otis decided, of course, to finally speak up for himself and say, no, I'm not coming back. You ain't going to treat me this way. As he should. Like, I can't stand how Otis been treated. Was he doing a great job? Because Chad Gable is killing it right now as a heel. He was making me so mad the way he was treating Otis. I hate bullies. And that really was one of those things where it got under my skin. But I like how they allow Otis and Maxine and Tozawa stand up for themselves. I really like that a lot. But as he was confronting them, they ended up beating them up. The Creed brothers started to take out Tozawa and they beat up Otis. And as they're about to hit Otis with some chairs, the lights goes out. Otis gets out of the way. Then you had the Wyatt Six with 4 of the members on the stage appearing. But just out of nowhere, Chad Gable turns around and it's Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy then takes Chad Gable and gives him the best Sister Abigail I've ever seen in my life. I hope Chad Gable's okay, because good gracious, that boy, yeah, man, you took a bump there, brother. But Uncle Howdy said, I finally got you. Gave him a kiss on the forehead. It was good to see that, symbolic of his brother Bray Wyatt, which is, of course, both houses, Uncle Howdy. But that meant a lot to me as a big fan, still to this day. What may live will never die. And Bray Wyatt lives inside every one of us as a wrestling fan in our hearts, that we remember him. And it's great that we see that they're allowing his vision to go through as it lived through his brother. And it's going to continue on throughout time. And we just want to say shout out to them for doing a great job and allowing his story to still be told. And his brother's doing a great job. Him and the rest of the crew, shout out to the Wyatt Six. Love it a lot. Love it, love it, love it. Need to find a way to make something like that myself. Not necessarily Wyatt Six or bite them so much, but as a promoter, find a way to find a crew that's different. Something where it just draws so much attention, and it just creates a level of mysterious uh chaos. I would say I like that a lot. I really do. I'm a big fan of that. I was a big, huge fan of, say, people like Kane back in the day. That organ music, just real dark. When he came into the arena, he hits the fire flame shoot up. Undertaker, when he was in the Ministry of Darkness, man, that was some good wrestling. Like, I grew up in the Attitude Era, so for me, I like where it's not always so oriented to say the match has to build. Every single match has to build a story. This is the first time, okay, how they touched Chad Gable to even to say, like, after all these weeks, now they're finally starting to engage. That is good work, because when the fans are still clamoring for it and they still want more, that's like they did a part with Sister Abigail, or again, to me, I don't know if that's Sister Abigail because they're not saying names, especially with her. I don't know which one she is, but I think it's going to be Alexa Bliss will be Sister Abigail. Well, we'll find out. But they had another video, and I think they did a great job with that as well. It's the storytelling with them. I know people do not like the Undertaker slash, the dark mysterious. I love it, man. Different strokes for different folks. You fair to have your opinion. I won't say that you're wrong or right. I just like what I like, and I enjoy them, and I'm grateful that they're pushing forward with it. It's really good. So then we got Sheamus avenges his beatdown from last week. So last week Sheamus had a match with Big Bronson Reed, and things was cooking. It was going well for Sheamus, and then Pete Dunne came in and attacked Bronson Reed. Excuse me. Here you go to yawning. Here you go to yawning. I'm tired, man. I've been up a long day, okay? I get up early, really early, like everybody else, but it's a long day. Thank you for staying with me. So Sheamus gets beat down by Pete Dunne as well, which they was formerly a part of the Brawling Brutes. But since Sheamus returned from his time off, I think he had surgery, they're not been seen together. So I think that Pete Dunne feels a certain type of way. And so it's supposed to be a match between Pete Dunne and Bronson Reed. And Sheamus came in before the match started and laid waste to both of these guys. And he was like, hey, if y'all want some, come get some. So we'll see what happens. And shout out to my daughter. Hey, baby, how you doing? She wanted to say hey to me. She's watching me live. Thank you, baby, for supporting Daddy. That's my younger daughter, Tiana. And so, and one day we'll have her on the show with my other two daughters. Hopefully, I was talking to them about that. And my wife, we have like a family edition where I get to see the beautiful ladies of the Ireland clan. So, yeah, man, but love my babies. Thank y'all for watching again. So you got Rhea Ripley. So what's been going on throughout the show is that, all right, so we know there's a beef with Liv and Rhea. However, it's only intensified because as Rhea is claiming that Dom is hers, that now Jey Uso's seem to want to still try to holler at mommy. So now we got a problem because, oh man, see, everybody getting a little jealous. See, it seems like Dominic, which he wasn't, trying to do some dirt on Rhea, which he was trying to stay clear. Now she's back. She's trying to, get things back in order, get her house in order. And yet Liv keep trying to mess it up for you, boy. So he decides to say, hey, I'm tired of Jey Uso trying to get my woman, my mama Sita. So he wanted to match, and Rhea's like, nah, we shouldn't even worry about him. There's no reason. So then things go on. Eventually, when Dom went to go try to find Jay to challenge him, Liv Morgan comes along talking to Dominic Mysterio. Then Finn sees it. Rhea finds out when talking to the Judgment Day. So Rhea grabs Dominic and takes him to the ring. He calls out Liv. She calls out Liv and tell her, hey, let's go ahead. The man is mine. Liv up here giving a good promo, calling him daddy and all that good stuff. And Dominic finally lets her have it and says, are you stupid? Why can't you get in your head? A bunch of words and I can't pronounce in Spanish. But laying it out to Liv Morgan to let her know, hey, I'm with Rhea. Leave me alone. I don't want you. The crowd, of course, felt so much sympathy for Liv, as I did too, because Hey man, what if the girl really does love that man? She says you're grown to love him. We'll see what unfolds, but it's really good storytelling. It only builds more to Saturday. And man, what a match is going to be. So then we had Selena Vega versus Zoe Stark, and Selena Vega comes out with the win. Didn't see this match; they didn't post it on Hulu. So shout out to Selena Vega with the win. And to end the show, they eventually find Jey Uso, and the match ended up going down with his boy Sami Zayn as they show up and show out in front of the crowd there in Wisconsin this past Monday night, and they close the show with a victory over the Judgment Day to end the show. So I think Monday Night Raw was a great show, especially a week leading up to this Monday, where they will have the rules laid out, the conditions of what Seth Rollins is going to do as a special guest referee. We had also just announced that at this point you're going to have Braun Breaker, the number one contender, go against the WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. That match is on and popping. We got the WWE Women's Champion, World's Women's Champion, Liv Morgan, going against Rhea Ripley. And we'll see what goes down with that. That's so two championship matches we know for sure are matches that will be. And Gunther, is going to go against WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest at SummerSlam. And it's going down like a pot of neck bones. So I'm happy that we're going to have these matches this Saturday. And we're not going to be able to get anything with to NXT news. We wasn't able to get a chance to review the show. However, we're going to move along to Friday Night SmackDown because we had a lot of things to discuss this week when it came to what's going to happen this Saturday and also our top 5 power rankings. All right, so we got this past Friday night SmackDown. We had LA Knight to start off the show. Well, actually, it was a bloodline being told by Nick Aldis that says Tonga Loa's eye was almost ripped out by Kevin Owens the week before, that he wouldn't be able to compete. That means the bloodline would not be able to compete in the 8-man tag team gauntlet match for the number one contendership to go against DIY this Saturday at SummerSlam. So yet Solo said, you know what? That may not be true, Adam. He said, we do have Jacob Fatu, and Jacob can go out there with Tama. And that made sense. So we had Jacob Fatu appear on the screen, and he will be tagging up with his cuz. Here we go again. Excuse me. Tama Tonga, and they will go into the gauntlet match later in the show. We had Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair come out to the ring to be able to address the women's tag team champions about their rematch that they want. And yet they came out, Abafai and Abaddon. I may be getting the name wrong, but they come out to the ring and they attack them. And yet now we know that next Friday night SmackDown, well, that'd be this Friday. So this Friday coming up, it will be Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So here goes the start of the tag team number one contendership gauntlet match. And so the first match was Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin versus El Legado El Fantasma. And was it Angel and Roberto? Yeah. And they ended up losing them, by the way, in that match. So it was also, so you have Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin with the victory. After that match automatically started with the Street Profits comes out, and the Street Profits ended up beating Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews. So then the next team comes out, and it was Pretty Deadly. I like Pretty Deadly's theme song. They wasn't bad. That's the first time I really got to watch them. They're not that bad. I like the Pretty Deadly. They're pretty tough. The name matches. Good. I like to see more of them. Let's just say that. And but yet, they come through with the victory again. Was Straight Profits rolling, and then they had to go through the OC. The OC put a good beating on them, messed up Montez for his leg. They really concentrated on that to slow him down. However, Street Profits come out with the victory again, and then here comes Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and the Bloodline, and they go out there. Jacob Fatu is a must-see superstar right now since WWE signed him. Let's not talk about where he's been doing this everywhere he went leading up to WWE. That's why he's there now. It's unfortunate we couldn't have it sooner, but let's be appreciative of the here and now. Always look for the up and ups. Let's not look for the downs, ladies and gentlemen. Negativity doesn't get us anywhere. So knowing that this man, I cannot wait for they finally give him a chance to go for a title run. Because good gracious, that man is out there doing it, boy. Shout out to Jacob Fatu. Love his work a lot. He is a monster. He is a force to be reckoned with. Love him. He reminds me of like Umanga, except I mean, just cat like speed and agility for his size. Man, he's gonna be one heck of a champion to beat once he gets that opportunity. So shout out to WWE with that one. So we're gonna have a tag team championship match, y'all, and we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. But then we got Terrence Crawford, and he knocks out Austin Theory. So this led up from the week before that they was in Nebraska, and Terrence Crawford from Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, that is. And so what led up to it was Cody Rhodes is in a match with the Bloodline involved. Terrence Crawford passed him a chair. Well, excuse me, they was in the match against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller 8-time down under last week, and then he passed Cody Rhodes a chair. So they go have a great entrance for Terrence Crawford. I thought that was dope. They took the time to do that. He comes out of here and he appears in front of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They were sitting there talking some smack, and he ended up dropping Austin Theory as he's going to drop Israel come Saturday. So, yes, my boy. Shout out. Show me some love, man. TKO, I'm your boy. But Terrence Crawford knocked out Austin Theory. I thought that was great work. Good job, CWB. Another great crossover where you bringing boxing fans and wrestling fans together. It's a really good job that they're doing with these again, top performers in their divisions, world-class champions, iron sharpens iron. That's how you make money. You make partnerships. You don't make separations. You got to come together to make that money, and I like it a lot. So we got Cody Rhodes. He speaks about his opponent at SummerSlam, which is Solo Sikoa, the solely claimed by him and his group as the head of the table. We shall see, because his match will be this Saturday, and he said that he wants him to meet him face-to-face this Friday night SmackDown to talk. So we should see if Solo is going to be a man of his word and just talk to Cody Rhodes. So then to finish the show, the main event of the show that brewed over from things of last week, we have Bayley and Michin versus Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. And your winners was Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Very good match to end the show. It carries on where all four of these ladies matches have been involved in the past couple of weeks. It's a good way to lock it all together and make it excited for SummerSlam. The real question is, will Tiffany Stratton cash in on a newfound buddy, Nia Jax, or Bayley, if she retains? Who knows? We'll find out this Saturday. But I would say SmackDown was a fun, enjoyable show. I did like the Gauntlet match. It was a lot of wrestling on there. I think that they do a very good job when it comes to Fridays with the wrestling. Mondays, I know it's harder to extend 3 hours to keep people entertained on TV with a lot of content. But I do rate this SmackDown very fun, very good to watch. So good job by WWE. I enjoyed it a lot. So last week we did a top 5 power ranking of what we think of the current current world of wrestling. So this covers to say, in my list, I have one person that's not in the WWE. However, that does not mean that our list determines how great someone is. This is, again, our own personal list. You can create your own top 5 ranking, share it with us on our pages on the Knockout Hour, and also share it in the group if you're in the group. But I would say, like, hey, take the time, it's fun. If you would think like, hey, every week if I'm ranking somebody, if they're going up and down on my list, did somebody jump to the top of your list that wasn't even on there? That can happen some weeks, because I personally believe we got like one person I would like to mention is a solid runner-up this week is Rhea Ripley. She has come back, and it has been nothing but standing ovation for her, and I am enjoying the work that she's doing. She looks like she is well rested. She's ready to get back and kick some butt. And yet this week she just didn't make my list because I think D minus had the same list as last week. I think mine is typically the same. I'm gonna run it down. It's not too much of a difference. It may be exactly the same. But I think this week my number 5 was Gunther. Number 4 was the WWE World Women's Champion Liv Morgan. Number 3 is AEW's World Champion Sora Strickland. Number 2, the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes. And number 1, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. I think I'm leaving Damian Priest at 1 because of the beatdown this week. He just said, I'm tired of talking. I want to do some fighting because I'm a fighting champ, and he is. And I like him a lot. So I think my list is pretty much the same as last week, as well as D minus's list is the same. So, like I said, if you think that your list may be different and or agrees, that's all well and good. Give us a like, share, subscribe. If you want to talk about the list, let's talk. That's why we got the discussion board. So let's have some fun and engage on social media after this show and throughout the week. Let's try to keep engaging, keep it fun. And I like to hear your opinions as well when it comes down to what y'all think of the talent in the wrestling world. I know there's a lot of wrestling I'm not able to see on a daily basis. Like, again, I don't get the chance to see AEW. I do not get to see a lot of indie performances. I did see, however, this past weekend, one of my trainers, Trevor Lee, one of his first matches from being released from his 90-day calls. He was here in Lexington, North Carolina. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Lexington, North Carolina, right down the road from us, maybe an hour less away. Shout out to my family up there. I do have my brothers and stepdad up there. Love y'all a lot. And some family up there. But he had a return, and what a return. He went against Jackson Drake, and man, he popped him one. Something serious in that match. And y'all gotta go check it out, man. Check out Evolution Wrestling. If you can find them, I think they're on Fight TV. As you can see, Trevor Lee's return to the Carolinas for the first time, and I would say maybe 5 years. So if you know who Trevor Lee is, check him out. And my homie Big Dog Snooty Fox, he was the winner of the Battle Royal. He went out there representing. He threw out Axel Jackson. That's my guy too. But shout out to Snooty Fox as he won the Battle Royal. As they tried to, again, honor some of the paths where we came from in this local area. So, for us here at the Knockout Hour, we have not been consistent when it came down to predicting the match outcome results winners. So, we made sure today that we took the time to pick our picks, and we'll try to have it in online as again in our groups and our page to discuss and have a great time watching SummerSlam. It's always good to think, hey, I'm going to pick this person to win the match. So we like to play a little game, and this is one of them. So we're going to do this. So SummerSlam predictions. Let's go ahead and go through it. So the first one, let's see. Since we know Cody said he's going to be the main event, let's go the other way around. So we got CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins. So in that match, we know that D-Minus love him some Charles Manson Punk, or I forgot what they called him, Chick Magnet Punk, but that's who Derrick is. D-Minus is picking, and for me, can I have it down? I'm just thinking before I lock this in. You know, I'm going with Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre's come out with the win for the first matchup because I think it'd be several more as weeks to come. But I'm going with Drew McIntyre. So I already made a note of that. We got it in the notes. Boom. Cool. All right. So we're going with the next match we have listed down. We got Sami Zayn, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, versus Braun Breaker. And I think it's unanimous on both sides for both of us. We think there will be a new WWE Intercontinental Champion. His name is going to be Braun Breaker with a Breakensteiner, as my boy Pat McAfee was saying. It coined his Frankensteiner, but I like some Braun Breaker, man. The new theme music was good. Like it, fire. It's dope. Another thing too about theme music. LA Knight got some dope theme music. I'm sorry, the boy is like it plays. I like his. LA Knight is somebody who's growing on me. And that leads us to our next match. We got the hometown kid, Logan Paul, the WWE United States champion, is going to be going against LA Knight. Yeah. For, again, the WWE United States Championship. And so I think we both have it down here. I think it's time for Logan Paul's reign to be over. Even though he's the hometown favorite, I still think it's going to be the first time we see LA Knight, yeah, with some gold on the major level coming up this Saturday. And I think he's coming out with the victory. We're going to go to the WWE Women's World Championship match, and it will be between the champion Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. And I think we both are on this side. We discussed it last week why we probably are both going this way. I know one reason because DMINUS really enjoys Liv Morgan's work. I have as well. So I think her title reign will go longer with Rhea, and I think it's just not time enough to switch it up. Because, hey, maybe, just maybe, there's a plan involved with Dominic, and or it's something going on. Let's just say that. We didn't get a chance to really deep dive into that saga. We'll be able to hopefully in a couple of weeks. But I think right now, let's be realistic. Yeah, I think Liv Morgan's going to win. I think it's something there. All right. So anyway, next match, we have the WWE Women's Championship match between champion Bayley versus Nia Jax. And so we have, oh man, so DMINUS, he has Nia Jax. I have mine down as well, but it's 1-on-1. Because we're picking. Here's the thing. I think Bayley's title run has not been very good at all. However, I think it's too soon to take that away from her. I don't think she did anything directly to say that she shouldn't be champion. So I'm picking Bayley. I think Bayley should be champ. Because here's the way I'm going to break this down in a second. I'm going to say why. And I'm going to put two of these together at the same time. And this is why. Because the next match, we have Damian Priest, the WWE's World Champion, going against Gunther, the 2024 King of the Ring General. And I think we both agree that Gunther will come out as the new and first time ever for him, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And I think he's going to win that with Damian Priest. The reason why I'm saying this is because, and it goes back to Nia Jax, it's because of if you have one or two King and Queen of the Ring winning on the same night, it's kind of too easy to see that coming. However, it's not saying they deserve it, because I do believe that Nia would be a better champion right now, only because I don't think the crowd is behind Bayley continentally compared to when she's overseas. Overseas, she's $1 million. You cannot beat Bayley because the crowd is always behind her, as they should be, because she is a very, very great champion. I just think in America, she needs a better direction of where she's going for me. I think that's the problem that it's missing right now. Since WrestleMania, I think her story has been real lackluster. Her opponents has not been the problem. I just think, where are you going? Where's the end game, or where are you trying to get to? I think it's the problem with her run. So if she beats Nia, I think it really would be some time they could do some storytelling, and then possibly Tiffy cashing in later. Listen, that's another possibility, y'all. You got to think about it. Tiffany does have that briefcase. Will she sit there and cash it in on her new buddy? We'll find out this Saturday. That's what I'm saying. Because Nia could win and lose in the same night, as well as Bayley can retain and Tiffy comes out as champion. It's a lot going on there, but that's why I like the interest of that match. So we shall see. And we're coming down to the main event of SummerSlam. It will be between the WWE's undisputed champion, Cody Rhodes, versus Solo Sikoa, the head of the table for the Bloodline. I think we both are going with Cody Rhodes as winner and still the WWE's undisputed champion. So with that being said, I'm going to run down really quick. My prediction and his will start off with D-Minus predictions, he has CM Punk, Braun Breaker, LA Knight, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Gunther, and Cody Rhodes. I have Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, LA Knight, Liv Morgan, Bayley, Gunther, and Cody Rhodes. And that's our predictions for SummerSlam. If you want to lock that in on any of these devices that y'all have, that let's say Prize Picks or anything that does have WWE betting, if you win some cash, send some this way, baby. You know, we try to look out for y'all. And again, we don't have to strike out. I mean, be 100%. You know, that's how it goes sometimes with gambling. Just throw a little couple of cash this way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't too proud to beg for a little bit of change now. Well, we got 5 minutes left to wrap up this show. And I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining me this Monday. Again, I hate the fact that we can't control what God has and plan in store for us at times, and sometimes it's a thunderstorm and knocked out D-Minus's power. So I just want to say that at least we make sure that his family and everybody's okay and they get their power restored in a timely fashion. So hurry up. And just a recap, everybody, the announcement came out this past week that we do have a show August the 18th here in Burlington, North Carolina at the Positive Attitude Youth Center. And we are celebrating, that's right, 3 years of Icon Pro Wrestling. It's official like a whistle. Get your tickets at Eventbrite. IconProWrestling.eventbrite.com. The link is in the description. Give another shout out to Riley's Mobile Detail and House Washing LLC. Thank you for the sponsorship for Icon Pro Wrestling and the 3-year anniversary. Shout out to Town Check Music with the constant love and appreciation for their great sound equipment and helping out Icon Pro with a good old sponsorship to make sure that our sound sounds right. And we can talk about wrestling all day. That's what draws the people in. But also, do not forget about these students and these teachers. We have no problem at doing everything we can to try to help these teachers and students out this year as they go back to school. Pencils, anything that you're willing to donate to help these people out, it would be tremendous, and we'll greatly be appreciative. And like I said, for a lot of those that's not in the state of North Carolina or not nearby, please let us know at Icon Pro Wrestling LLC. Hit us up on our Facebook page. You want to know how to be able to donate and contribute to the back to school donation drive. That will be going down the same event night. So once you get there, say, Teddy, I got the materials. What can we do? Come there August the 18th. Once you buy your ticket or redeem your ticket if you purchase them online, buy them tickets. It may go away because, man, we had a lot of people last time. But make sure that grab a pack of crayons. Anything you can have, you can be able to give to these people here will be great. We'll make sure we get it out so these kids and the teachers will be able to have plenty of enough to be able to get to the school year. And so it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to be here another hour with you guys. So when it comes down to it, you got the USA Network, you got Hulu, you got Peacock. Make sure you tune in and check out some of this WWE work as they lead up to SummerSlam this weekend. Also, take the time to go check out independent wrestling on any devices you can find. You got IWTV. For me, it's Icon Pro Wrestling. If you want to find me, my name is TKO336 on all social media devices. Check me on Twitch if you want to see me on college football. But check us out at Icon Pro Wrestling LLC. We'll be back next Monday. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Boy, what you looking at? I got a TKO on the back of the booties at. What you looking at, boy? What you looking at? Got two toolies of my own. I don't need a cat. Hold up. No, sir. Step into the mic, bring me closer. Sabotage back in the lab, and to stop that, you gonna have to go through both. Swole up. Anytime I pull up the bars, I buck up my shoulders and pour the heart. Word to God, my.